Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfella of Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you, get 18% off. We out. All right, Bob Arum was talking to Stevie Kim in a hotel room or something. Guess they was in Vegas or whatever the business was. And he was talking about Terence Crawford. And he said one of the possibilities, Terence Crawford could come back and fight Patrick Teixeira, something that they're working on. But it's not something that's 100% going to happen. But he basically said you can see Crawford in November. So let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And that'll be huge if Crawford go up there and fight Teixeira. I know Teixeira called him out. People was wondering what was going to happen with Teixeira. He was supposed to fight Castanos. Brian Carlos Castanos was the premier boxing champion fighter. TGB Promotions, they actually petitioned for Castanos to be the #1 contender, the mandatory for Teixeira's WBO belt. But basically, they was supposed to fight in June, I think it was. Or no, it wasn't June. It was like April or May. And basically, ever since the pandemic, we haven't heard much from Castanos. I don't know if Castanos went back home to Argentina and he can't get back in the States or whatever the situation may be. So a lot of these sanction belt bodies are not pushing for mandatories right now just due to the pandemic and all the stuff that's going on. So, you know, Teixeira said he would love to fight Crawford. He got a whole article on the Ring TV. We already know Golden Boy purchased Ring TV, so the belt and the whole thing, excuse me. But, you know, that'll say something about Crawford. He go up and get 4 titles in 4 different divisions. And most of the premier boxing champion fighters ain't moved up once. They moved down once. Danny Garcia is the only one I could think of out of that group that's moved up multiple divisions and captured titles. You know what I'm saying? Sean hasn't done it. He's moved down several divisions throughout his career and haven't captured but 1 title at 47. Who else do we got? Keith hasn't done it. He's fought at 54, got dropped, came back down, never talks about moving up, getting the title at 54. And I believe that was his original amateur weight for 152. Earl Spence has fought as high as middleweight, fought some at 54. You know, don't talk a lot about getting the title. So, I mean, at 54. But yeah, man, that'd be huge. You know what I'm saying? Not too many PBC fighters have moved up multiple weight classes and captured titles. I don't know what they're working at. Not many of them has captured those titles, man. But we have situations where Broner's done it. You know what I'm saying? Leo's done it. Abner's done it. So a lot of the smaller weight class dudes, you know, they actually accomplish it. But it's a dangerous fight. Teixeira's a big man. He got like a 4 or 5 inch reach advantage from Crawford. Not sure if they're going to do a rehydration clause, a catch weight. I don't want to see that. If you're going to go up there and you're going to get that title, fight that man, you know, naturally at 54. And if Bud can do it, you know, at the end of the day, it's just building his Hall of Fame resume. Is it going to hurt his chances to get some of the PBC fighters in the ring? Because most of the PBC fighters scared to go back up to their original weight to 54 and campaign. You know what I'm saying? You know, he ain't going to get those fights regardless. Going up there now, if he look vulnerable and Teixeira knock him down and he kind of win a war, then maybe people will say, oh, he ain't that, he human. He ain't that good. But when you move up in weight, even from 47 to 54, it's all about skill, speed. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to be about. You got to be able to fight a lot of different styles. You don't have a height, a length, a reach advantage. Your power, you got to put 2 ounces more gloves, 2 ounces more to your gloves. So he got to be the more dynamic fighter. He got to beat him with skill, intellect. You know what I'm saying? He fought Jose Benavidez that has similar height. So he's fought taller fighters, and you got to learn how to systematically break those dudes down. And a lot of times, you know, like Mayweather did with Diego Corrales, a lot of times it's just movement, speed, you know, dropping that jab to the pit of the belly and making them give up their height. And when they give up their height, you know, trying to cut the ring off on you, then you gotta deliver the boom. You know what I'm saying? You know, fighting tall fighters ain't as difficult as it used to be when Floyd was fighting Corrales, and back in the day you fight Tommy Hearns, and a lot of these dudes don't give up their height, just like they just watch Paul Williams footage and they give up their height. So that's gonna make Crawford even more dangerous if he go up to 54, but you know, to the welterweights and he dominate, because a lot of them dudes came to 54 and if they felt they can dominate there, they would have stayed there. They wouldn't be afraid to go back up there. You got to think about it. You got a 30-year-old Errol Spence. Pretty sure Sean is, 31, 32. Keith Thurman is around 32 years old. You got all these dudes that's around that age. You feel what I'm saying? They're around that age. And they ain't really thinking about moving up right now. I mean, Keith Thurman don't even talk about it. For this man to move up an additional weight class, I think that's just, no matter who it is, it cements his legacy. You know, people going to try to downplay, oh, Teixeira ain't that good. He the weakest guy. Well, why ain't Sean Porter trying to move up and fight him? He can get a shot at him. Golden Boy love to send Teixeira over to PBC. They sent JoJo Diaz. You know what I'm saying? Why not go out there and make, Keith Thurman versus Teixeira? So Keith Thurman can get a second belt in 2 different weight classes. That's all I'm saying, bro. So if Bud is daring to be great, he moving up to fight him. It's a risk, but that's what you fight for. You fight to take those risks to get those major rewards. And like I said before, he's way more accomplished than Errol. People will sit here and say, well, who has he fought at the division? Man, at the end of the day, y'all talking about Earl have done something at the division, but he's doing everything 2 or 3 years or 4 years after Keith Thurman done it. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter, Keith Thurman done that in 16. 3 years later, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. He fought Danny Garcia. Keith Thurman did that in 17. That's 3 years. He doing everything after Keith Thurman. So, y'all people acting like he's defeating and blowing out these fighters, but to be honest, he barely beat Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, we'll see what he do versus Danny Garcia. He went the distance with a lightweight. All I know is Crawford to stop every opponent, you know what I'm saying, in the division. And then they was going around saying at the Mayweather Boxing Club, I heard that there were rumors years ago that Errol Spence wasn't really trying to fight Amir Khan. So you take it for how you would. I'm not talking like last year after. I'm talking about years ago. So you can take it for how you want to take it, but he taking a risk. And you got to remember, Errol came in with Al. You know what I'm saying? He came in the game with Al in 2012. Bud came in the game with Matador Sports, fighting in backyards and barns and the undercard. So he ain't scared to accomplish stuff because he ain't got as much time. But it's unfortunate that we can't get those big welterweight fights. But Bud got to improvise. Top Rank got to improvise. They got to see what's affordable. Bob Arum say. When you say affordable, I'm just looking at Walt Disney. Why wouldn't they want to give y'all the money to put on the best fights? That's the question. Why wouldn't they financially want to put on the best fights? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they financially want to put on the best fights? Come on, you got all that money. You can spend, the NBA money, this NBA slots you got open, but, it is what it is. Maybe they just looking at those numbers saying that it ain't worth it. Even if we put on a good fight, it's still not going to bring home the viewership that we wanted to bring on. But also heard that him and Kell Brook is still talking. So he got some options. Sean Porter said that he got a route that he going. And Sean said he got a route that he going. But Bud is working on some things. So to me, it's just making dudes in boxing look bad, bro. The Regis Progress of the world that talk all this shit about fighting Bud and want to be the first person to beat Errol Spence. And, all these dudes talking about they want to be multi-division world champions. Or dudes that's not. The whole welterweight division is just sitting there. They almost their entire career moving down the way at PBC. And don't nobody want to fight for a title. Ugas don't want to fight for a real title. He getting advised to fight for a fake title. Nobody respect that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia could have been fought Bud. They wanted one of the amateurs. They could have broke the ice. Didn't want to do it. Same thing with Sean. Same thing with Errol. Same thing with Keith. And people can say they can play the roles all they want to. We talked about it yesterday. People talking about, blame Bob for this fight not happening. Earl should have signed the, PBC. Well, Keith Thurman on PBC, and him and Earl still ain't fought. You know what I'm saying? And that exposes 2 things. 1, if you on PBC, don't mean you're going to get the fight that you want. 2, Al Haymon can't even make the best fights on his side of the street. So how we expect him to play along with Eddie Hearn and make Charlo and make that fight, this, that, and the third. And then Jamal Charlo, he sits there and lies whenever he lied on talk. He sit here and told a bold-faced lie. I just seen that shit where, he said that he was never offered the Canelo fight. He's a fucking liar. He's a liar. And I'm calling him a liar. You know what I'm saying? These dudes in PBC, you can't say it because they got some type of non-disclosure agreement when you sign with Al, disparagement agreement. So they got to sit there and lie. I'm not mad at them or nothing like that. Still a fan. But I just, it look bad when you say no question. So these dudes are going to sit here and lie. You know, for a fact, he got offered $15 million. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna sit here and say he didn't because Al wanted him to take the money. That's what it is. A lot of these dudes are jumping and take the money. They're jump and fight, but Al Heyman, he not gonna let him. Look at Gary Russell. He about to let FN Jobway go sign over there to Top Rank. You know, but you know he wouldn't let Gary Russell go sign to Top Rank. It was a deal in place to send Gary to Top Rank. People said, "Well, Gary's he's a free agent." No, he ain't so free. You can ask him. Al Heyman said he'd make sure he won't fight again. So it is what it is. We'll see what Bud got in the mix. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal in the description. Appreciate everybody that do donate. The PayPal link and the Cash App just. It ain't a link to Cash App. It's just CJ Good 313 if you want to show me love there. But just keep sharing the videos. Check out our boxing news and rumor playlist. You know, but Stevie Kim had it, and it's on his Instagram, so you can check it out. Somebody sent it to me overnight. So appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. Y'all know what the business is. We gone.